Hi, my name is Kennedy Junior Muntanga. I'm the artistic director of Kennedy Muntanga Dance Theatre. I run it alongside one of my best friends, Olivia Grasso, who's my creative associate. I am from Zambia originally, and I came here when I was 6. It's always been in my family. Dance has always been a big part of my family. I don't really have a specific moment when dance was important in my life. I think it's always been there. I think being of African culture, it is a part of us to always dance. So I feel like I have that innate energy or ancestral energy, let's say. And I really feel that. So I think that's always carried me through the time. It's carried me through my childhood. I remember being at school, already organizing people, saying let's do this, or just doing solos. I think already I was falling even more in love with it. Soften the knees, soften the ankles, soften the back of the knees, the hips, abdomen, chest, collarbones. You okay? Yeah. Okay, awesome. We like to work in this part here. So just beneath our collarbone, here and here, and then also just above our hip flexors. So these 4 points here that can really just give the torso a really beautiful range of motion. Well, she's over-exaggerating. You can keep going. What you can see her doing here, she's over-exaggerating these 4 points, just making herself a bit more aware of what's available, what's not available, or kind of just the freedoms that she can find. You can also see she's very anchored in the floor, which is one thing we always begin with to really understand the weight of the body. I've made a lot of decisions to, go against my parents and go against my teachers. As I got older, I got introduced to different levels of it or different aspects. College, doing all these dances for our A-levels and then going off to National Youth Dance Company, working with this big choreographer with 50 other kids on stage, then going to university, just always falling more in love. So I don't think there was ever a start point, it's just another layer. We like to also break down the legs. So we have 3 folds, a fold in the hip, fold in the knees, and a fold in the ankle. Again, this is all about mobility, all about kind of just bringing an awareness to these folds, bringing an awareness to our body. Olivia can bring an awareness to the bottom of her feet too. So she can think about her entrance into the floor, allowing it to be a bit more sacred, let's say. We have a new creation coming up in September, which is going to premiere at Messums, and this piece is called Greater Than Lion. I felt the need to tell the story of this woman who has lost a child, and she's kind of processing the depression that comes with that. It affects her whole family, it affects her husband, her children, her friends. It's about how everything gets ruined outside of her and inside of her. Trying to understand this kind of polarity between what happens to an individual versus the effect it has on mass, which has been quite interesting, because if I then change that into practical terms, myself and Olivia have kind of thought, how can we show this in the body too? How can we work between 2 points or 2 states, let's say? So, yeah, that's our next creation. We're still in process. We're still on a journey with it. But yeah, that's our next work. There's a lot of space that needs to be accessed in this part of the body, in the top part of the body, which is, let's say, like the heavens, from the shoulders up. So she's over-exaggerating her chin here. She's thinking about her forehead, thinking about the back of the head, thinking about closing the chin. So a lot of it comes from also your imagination and allowing that to be as free as possible, just so then when you do come to play, the motion and the thought can connect. I don't really like associate myself with profession. It's just more like, it's like a road. It's just walk on it. Do you know what I mean? Like that's all it is. It's like I couldn't ever imagine doing anything else. Probably everyone says that, but it's true. I've never ever had a dream of thinking, oh, I wonder what it's like to work like this. I did never. It's always just been like visions that will come of like movement, space, colors, set, thousands of people on stage. It's always been stuff like that. So I think, yeah, it's more of a, I'll say passion, or in between passion, profession, right in the center where none of it really makes sense. You can't really, you just exist in the middle. Nice, I'm going to stop you there. Let's just over-exaggerate, let less out, more in. Yeah, so you can really more in here. Yeah, exactly, beautiful. Let's access the hip ones. You're already doing that really well. It's more the center one here. Yeah, all the way in. Same for the top point as well. Olivia has this really beautiful sense of the fourth dimension, if that makes any sense, where it's super, you can really like, if the audience is almost like a drone when she moves, or my eyes feel like a drone when she moves, because she's super 3-4 dimensional. Nice, adding a bit of syncopation in there, punctuation, thinking about all those 9 points from the left collarbone to the right collarbone, from the right hip to the center of the chest. How can you keep playing between both? Find a rhythm, find a pattern, connect it to texture, connect it to dynamic sensation. I enjoy to move. I'm a very emotional person. I feel a lot. I think one of my best friends told me, or she kind of counseled me through a period when I was really like feeling so much. I would always explore it through movement, or it would always slip into something, some improvisation. So once I kind of like locked onto that, I've started to feel a lot more. I feel liberated. I feel in pain. I feel in so much sorrow. I feel hate. I feel everything. I don't know. I can just turn it into whatever. Brilliant, just coming to a finish. Another kind of thoughts that we have is sharing of weight, or kind of changing the weight using stuff to counterbalance. And she does that a lot by extending into one point and allowing there to be freedom on another, which it can be beautiful. It can be really helpful for the body, very educating, really diverting energy almost. Choose your palette. Pick one idea, invest in it. If it doesn't work in the moment as you feel it, change the idea. I think that's kind of the easiest way to go about it. I want to be theatre-led. I want to act it out. I want to feel it. I want, just like the actors do on screen or on stage. Like in dance, I want to also feel the same. And I know it's accessible in different forms, but for my body, yeah, I want to feel all of that, and I already do sometimes. It feels fantastic as a whole, but there's a lot in there. Well, it's funny because to see as a therapy is interesting. What dance does, it allows me to see another situation in another way, or to process it in another way without having anyone else know that I'm doing that. So if I was to have an argument with you and I reacted a certain way, what I can do is I can take that later on, and I won't tell you sorry, but I can go and dance sorry. Does that make sense? So I guess, yes, somehow it is therapeutic. Not in a way that's trying to fix me, it just allows me to know this from that. Cool, nice. I'm going to stop you there. Awesome. What we saw is we saw this, then we saw Sophie. Then we saw this, then we saw, and that's, you can see the brain is already working too much. So I think it's much easier if it is a lot more just kind of. In the world of dance, in the world of enjoyment, moving the body, I think I have a really cool mission that I think is cool. I think it's great. I was speaking with lots of friends, speaking with lots of, let's say, partners about the future of KMDT. And I don't know, it seems so far out, but I really want to say it now. I really want to help people. I want to help them visually. I want to help them physically. I want to help them emotionally. And the only way that I can do that is to access every single stream I can. So yeah, education, going straight to the community, and also creating. And I know lots of amazing people that I adore do the same, and I want to too. And yeah. And also enjoy.